Hello everyone, I wanted to make a build that is fun and interesting, and so I wanted to show you what I have figured out. I put some time to make the Deathknight. The Deathknight summons creatures to do its bidding, as well as fights with sword at the same time. So it creates lots of new and interesting gameplay. This may be a different way to play the game than you've tried. So if you're looking for something different that is viable and enjoyable, give this build a try. So let's get right into it. The stats here, we have 85 dexterity and 40 intelligence. The purpose of the intelligence is so we can cast spells and obviously do the summons. Try to keep dexterity as high as possible while also cast every single spell we need. We have 100 poisoning, so you can get maximum damage, get the best poisons. There could be some other skills that gives high damage, but poison is just really good bang for your buck in terms of damage. I think it's very good. 95 tactics, 100 is good, or 80 weapon skill. Fencing is the weapon skill to choose. It works well with poison and disease. When you are death aspect, it works well with additional disease damage and poison damage. It also makes it easier for your creatures to hit. So the debuff from fencing is very good for this build. 90 Magery and 90 Necromancy is required for Wither, primary source of mana. And without Wither, you won't be able to have any mana to do anything. You won't be able to do any summons. So Wither is a key part of this build, and 90 Necromancy and 90 Magery is required. 80 Spirit Speak so that you can summon the creatures and they are not terrible. Armsar helps buff your attack and as well as the attack of your creatures. 80 Taste ID helps with the poison as well as resists some disease and bleeds, because you're going to get hit by wayward attacks occasionally. And Alchemy, so that way you get a nice bonus from potions. So Alchemy was buffed recently, and I feel like it gives a really good bonus for just 20 points to basically double the duration of any buffs. So you can run around with permanent magic resist and strength potion and such. The other thing I want to talk about with this build is the creature catalog and the Summoner's Tome. You can see my points have been spent primarily on the second page of the Summoner's Tome for creatures. Do not spend any points on Creature Catalog. Creature Catalog is terrible. It's awful. It's a trap. Even a single point will be worse. So you can see, even though I have an extra point to spend, putting it in Creature Catalog would just make it worse, so I am not going to do that. The second page is amazing and fantastic. These bonuses, Herd Mentality, Spirit Pact, and Stampede, they are doubled if you have more than 3 creatures, which, since you're doing all creatures, you will have all the time. So it makes your standard creatures be just as good as any of the high-level summons. As opposed to if you do Creature Catalog, you're rolling the dice to get something that is honestly just worse. So don't do it. Do not do Creature Catalog. It's terrible. It's bad. Only get all of your points on the second page. Bond for Life is solid. But yeah, very important. Creature Catalog is a trap. Don't do it. Okay, let's talk about the gameplay. You can wear plate for this build, but early on it may have a little bit of difficulty with mana. So You can do a hybrid of bone, and then after a couple levels, move to plate. The vast majority of mana comes from Wither, so you don't really need mana regen. The combat involves summoning 5 zombies or skeletons. They will tank for you, so focus on making sure that they have aggro at all times. You won't be able to take very many hits. Do not stand where your pets stand, so as they hit attacks towards your zombies, make sure you're on the opposite side so they don't hit you. When monsters do their big attack, which does a lot of damage, you will say all follow to move your zombies out of the way towards you. And then you do all guard to make them resume attacking after the enemy attack ends. And then you go around to move to the other side again. So you're on opposite sides and you're moving your zombies out of the way of taking those big hits. So the main focus is trying to use your zombies in a way that they don't die instantly because they are a little weak. They're not earth elementals. Another thing you can do to keep them from all dying together is spread them out. So use the all move command to spread them out, and then do all kill or all guard, and then they'll be resuming attacking but in a wider area. So that way if one big attack hits and it kills one of them, it doesn't kill all of them. So spreading out is very important for both you and your zombies. For optimal damage, you want to make sure you keep poison on as much monsters as possible. So if you're fighting 2 or 3, make sure you poison all of them. Also, if you have to pause to summon more zombies, if they die and you're concerned about running out of zombies, make sure you get a poison on. So that way, as you get into situations where you're stuck summoning more than you'd like, you at least have the poison taking off in the background to kind of slowly kill them. Around tier 10 death and on, you have enough mana for basically unlimited zombies. You could just spam them all day. I did the math, and it's something like 60 zombies a minute or something crazy. You have unlimited zombies, so you got to make a decision. How do you want to fight? Because you could just stand there throwing zombies at them all day, but they don't do a lot of damage and they die quickly. So the optimal damage is to make sure that you are able to continue fighting yourself, so you are able to direct damage, and eventually they all die. So you want to make sure at least one of them can survive the battle so that you don't ever take aggro. So try to fight monsters where you don't get stuck summoning zombies over and over again, because that's not going to be very good damage. If you're summoning, you're not doing damage, so you don't want to be spending too much time doing that. I usually stay in Fang stance, since your zombies should be taking aggro. You could get away with doing aggressive stance, it's more damage, but you'll get hit by occasional attacks and could get killed pretty easily with aggressive being up. So I find that Fang is a good balance, doing a lot of damage but also not allowing you to take any more damage. For bosses, fighting bosses, your zombies really can't tank a boss, so try to keep them off of aggro for fighting bosses. You can help them on ads. They can tank ads. Don't forget that Wither can be used for a wide variety of spells. Besides healing yourself to stay alive, you can use it to cast Weaken, Telekinesis to do an explosion potion, teleport, and a number of buffs. So I keep all Bless and Protection up at all times. There should be enough mana to do all of those things once you get somewhere around tier 7 death and onwards, you can just leave Wither on auto renew, and it keeps enough mana to not really have to worry about it at that point. Well, since you're still here, we can talk about links. I have varying levels of link progression showing in the video, but as you go, the main links that help are poison damage, because like I mentioned, as you're summoning, you want poison to be doing damage in the background. Damage to poison links are very good. They help with the damage to disease from death aspect. You'll get a lot more damage from death as you go to damage to poison. The other thing is you want to throw a couple pet accuracy defense and spirit speak. Just a couple of those. I did some testing and I found that you get very quickly diminishing returns on pet accuracy defense and spirit speak links. So just a couple of them will really significantly increase the survivability of your zombies, but any more than that, you won't really notice much of a difference. So that's it. That's the Deathknight. I hope you give it a try. It's a lot of fun. It's a very different way of playing the game. It's a different style of build that I haven't really seen very many characters have. So if you like to run around with a horde of undead and stab monsters, it's perfect. Give it a go. Thanks for watching.